It's a high-tech problem. Local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies here and all across the country battle every single day.
And they are growing more concerned about digital investigations as technology providers step up the security protections. How does this affect you? And why should you even care? News 5's Tracy Carlis here tonight with some answers and also a story you will only see on 5.
Danita and Rob, we hold a lot of information in our hands every day. Some of that data is encrypted as a way of protecting our personal information from hackers and criminals, but it's also throwing up some roadblocks for law enforcement. Cell phones store a lot of personal information. Now tech companies have responded to cyber criminals with encryption. But those encrypted platforms aren't just keeping hackers out, but law enforcement too.
It's a huge problem, and it continues to get worse every day.
For law enforcement agencies like the FBI.
It's not just a national security issue, it's a public safety issue.
Data once easily available to law enforcement armed with a warrant is causing a huge headache for police in their digital investigations.
A device or an end-to-end encrypted application should be no different than your living room, your garage, or your sock drawer, all of which we can gain access to when a court order is issued.
Local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies here and across the country are growing increasingly concerned and frustrated.
We have a court order to access information, and these companies are prohibiting us from doing it by setting up technical barriers to us being able to execute on what the Constitution allows us to do, which is to search if we have evidence of a crime.
The enhanced security is leaving police in the dark, not being able to see encrypted messages and passwords locking them out of devices. Apple and dozens of other tech companies operate on encrypted communications platforms. And in this digital age, it is hampering digital discoveries in investigations of violent crimes.
In 2019, Apple provided just a handful of referrals to law enforcement involving child exploitation and images of children. Facebook provided over 18 million.
Federal authorities struggled for days to get into the mobile phone of the shooter who committed the mass murder in Dayton and years before in San Bernardino. Law enforcement believes something needs to be done, and now.
If we continue to move in the direction that we're moving, we're going to get to a place where we're not able to protect a 9-year-old girl from a child predator, and that's not a place we want to live in.
Now, Germany, the UK, and Brazil are among the countries working on laws to give access to law enforcement. In December, Washington lawmakers warned tech companies here to take action on encryption, or they will. I reached out to the Consumer Technology Association. They have not responded directly to my questions, instead pointed me to an op-ed written by its CEO who believes creating a backdoor for law enforcement will also give hackers access. Law enforcement says they don't want a backdoor, a front door. In the newsroom, Tracy Carlis, News 5.